Are zoos ultimately more harmful or beneficial? Have you ever wondered about the role of zoos in our society? The question of whether zoos are ultimately more harmful or beneficial is a topic that sparks a lot of debate. On one hand, zoos claim to focus on education, conservation, and research. They often highlight their efforts to protect endangered species through captive breeding programs. These programs can help boost populations of animals that are struggling in the wild. Additionally, zoos aim to raise public awareness about wildlife and habitat preservation, which is essential for the ethical stewardship of our environment. However, there are significant ethical concerns to consider. Zoos restrict animals' freedom and bodily autonomy. Many animals live in enclosures that are much smaller and less complex than their natural habitats. This can lead to physical and psychological stress. Some animals exhibit abnormal behaviors, known as zoochosis, which include pacing and swaying. These behaviors are rarely seen in wild animals and indicate a decline in their quality of life. Moreover, many zoos operate as commercial enterprises. This focus on revenue can conflict with the priorities of animal welfare. Some animals are taken from their natural habitats to populate zoos, raising moral questions about disrupting wild populations. This practice challenges the principles of respect and justice toward non-human beings. From a moral perspective, some argue that animals have intrinsic rights, including the right to liberty. Captivity violates this right, regardless of any potential benefits. Others take a utilitarian approach, weighing the overall harm against the benefits. If zoos genuinely contribute to species survival and meaningful education that leads to conservation action, they may be justified. However, this is only true if animal welfare is prioritized and captivity is minimized. In practice, the ethical acceptability of zoos varies widely. It depends on factors such as the quality of care provided, the purpose of captivity, and how well zoos contribute to genuine conservation and education. Zoos that prioritize animal welfare, avoid taking animals from the wild, and focus on conservation and education may be viewed as more ethically acceptable. In contrast, those that prioritize profit or entertainment at the expense of animal well-being face more scrutiny. The ethical dilemma surrounding zoos is complex. They can offer societal benefits through conservation and education, but often do so by compromising the freedom and welfare of individual animals. The moral evaluation of zoos hinges on how well they balance these competing interests and whether they respect animals as beings with rights rather than merely as objects for human use.